So welcome back. If you can cast your mind back to the last video, which hopefully wasn't that long ago, but I make no promises, you'll remember that beautifully looking wiring inside, all looking nice and tidy, taped up, and actually making some progress. That didn't continue. Shit hit the fan. Let's get on, let's have a look. Yeah, so back inside we've got the engine bay loom is back pulled in the car. I'll get to that. That's actually a bit of a positive, so we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, the rear wiring, all this mess. I've had to make even more mess up there and pull the whole wiring apart. Reason being, started looking at the wiring, trying to work out all those cut wires, what wire goes to what. Oh yeah, lovely number plate. So yeah, trying to work out what's going to what, and something wasn't quite adding up. One of the rear wires is meant to go to the boot for the locking, but there was no continuity between that wire where it's been cut and the locking relay. So start poking about and digging and digging and digging. I just ended up stripping the whole lot of tape off because just suspecting that the wire had been cut somewhere. It hadn't. Instead, it's been wired up to the brake lights. I don't know how or why, but somewhere in that section that was still taped up, two brake wires went into one, so then they used the other wire at the other end that was the locking one to go into the brake light. So yeah, I think it was just not knowing that two joined to one, and so that's what that is. But it's just never ending. Funnily enough, back inside, things may have escalated slightly. Started going at the rear wiring and ended up ripping the whole old interior loom from the B pillar back apart, starting to chase what wires I need. So I opened another can of worms. So basically redoing all the rear wiring I'd done a few years ago. Not a worry, let's get on with it. So what we've got is a great big jumble of wires. All of these need to go to the rear lights and tailgate and fuel pump. So what I've got is the old original loom, stripping all the wires off, and basically one big chunk of wires that got to cut into and hope for the best and that I can work it out. So 2 hours later and it's looking a bit more respectful. Rear wiring still a little bit more worked out in my head before I've actually started chopping the original loom. But yeah, I've managed to wire up the lock and unlock wires, loop that in, so I've now got a connector there. So it's another tick in a box. Tick. So as you can see, that's one loom running down with the battery cable, and all the engine, well, almost all the engine bay wiring is gone from the footwell, because let's pop round to the engine bay. So we've got all the wiring back in the bay. It's not where it needs to be, but roughly. But what we do have is some nice new shiny parts. So finally bonded the heater blanking plate, if we want to call it that. Not the prettiest job, but there's sealant all the way around, so hopefully dry. We'll water test though. And also next to it, the plate for the wiring looms to come through. So already have the bay looms. Do need to find a big heat shrink to go around that and hopefully tidy that somehow, unfortunately. But also still got the hole left for the ECU. So can run separate looms for the ECU and the body. So if I need to take the ECU loom out, can just remove that as I need to, and all this can just stay put undisturbed. So it it was definitely the right way to do it. Probably meant a little bit more work, but hey, light, dark, yeah. Yeah, it was drilling another hole, but it will ease trying to put it all back together. And hopefully not stripping it apart, but we shall see. I think I will end the video here because you've had enough of me talking. So, as always, progress, right direction, yada yada yada, same bullshit. But I've passed 20 subscribers. 20. Thank you, obviously. Hopefully you're enjoying the build. And it's that light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter. So we'll leave it here. Thank you, as always. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. All none. Any, please. I really do appreciate knowing people are out there and what you want to see. So yeah, let me know. Take it easy, and I'll catch you soon.